Hi guys, welcome to SS Fishing. Today we're at Mead fisheries in Dunmo, is it?
Yeah.
And we just got our rods out. We've got Max's rods out, my rods out, and Hayden's rods out. I'll show you where we are.
Yeah.
Cut. So guys, I just had a run on my rod, reeled it back in, there was nothing on it, similar to Hayden's. So I'm just going to show you a setup that I'm going to use. So first of all, I'm going to take this KD rig, and I'm going to get this running lead, inline lead system. It's got the loop in the end here, I'm just going to loop it on. Loop it on. So it's looped on like that. I've got the KD here. I've got a Nash Fang X on there, micro barbed. I think it was a size 5, maybe a little bit smaller. And then I've got this it's lead core, but I've taken all of the lead core out of it, so it's just flimsy and supple. Big loop in the end. I'm just going to stick a solid bag. Stick on a solid bag there. Where's my baiting needle? Where's the baiting needle gone? Oh, it's here. So on for the hook bait, I'm going to use these supercharged boilies that I made. What the actual boilie is these No Limits fish meal and garlic. They're 12mm boilies. Show them. These are what I've been using today. And then on here I've got Doritos hot and spicy dip, and I've just put some curry powder around it, and it's like a slow sort of cultured hook bait. Just put that on here. Then what am I doing? Yeah. Max, you got the PVA tape?
Where is it?
I think Hayden was using it.
Thank.
Sweet, thanks. Oh, lovely. So yeah, just get that on, stick on a hair stop. Just so it's like this. We just had a word with the owner and he said spicy baits are quite good on here. So I'm just gonna chuck one of these out. Right, where's the PVA? What I'm gonna do, just crush up these boilies. Max, you got them pellet?
Pardon?
You got that box of pellet?
Yeah, do you want it?
Yeah, go on, please. Thanks. Why do we have to put the dog biscuits in there? Oh, do you know what? I can't even be asked. So in here, I'm just going to put crushed boilie. Just get a bit in the bottom. Till it's just full up for the bottom like that, and then I'm going to squeeze it down. So the bottom is just like that with the crushed up boilie. Then I'm going to take my rig and place it in there like that. You might be thinking it's quite a big rig for a solid bag. It is, but that's how I like to fish it, because when the fish start coming in and swirling the bottom up, it takes a while for them to swim away with it, so it won't spook all of the fish in the area. If it's just a short little rig, if I was going to fish a pop-up, I'd fish a very short rig, but when it's a bottom bait, I prefer to use it a longer one. So just put the hook bait in there. Just put the lead in there and tap it all down. Paddle the line down and stuff. Just like that. Then add a few more bits in. Oh, great. Hey, can you pass them boilies that the bailiff just gave us, please? Yeah. Also, got some pepperami that's supercharged as well. Sort of same thing as the boilies. But the bailiff just came over and gave us these crushed up sort of wet boilies that he feeds the actual fish in here. I think they're banoffee in there and TG active, I'm not completely sure, but that's what they smell like. So I'm just going to crush up a few. Oh, what is that? And put them in there. Let me just take a few out and then crush. That's your rod, Hayden?
Mm-hmm.
Push that down. Oh, this thing. Right. Now we've got that in, just press that down. Then put the rest of the rig in the bag. press that lead into that boilie. Just mould the bag. Then, just to top it off, a bit of pellet. So then we've got our 4 layers. We've got crushed up boilie that we're using for hook bait. Then we've got pellet, then we've got crushed up boilie that they feed the fish in here, and then a bit more pellet. Just going to work that down. Get the PVA tape. What I like to do is take off a section first, so about that long, and then start wrapping it round. So then that gives me a bit of tagging to use to tie it off. One. Three. And then to neaten it up, to neaten it up, I'll just take my scissors and just trim off the taggings of the PVA. But you want to be careful that you don't get your rig or your leader. So that's my PVA bag. I'm going to tie it on here now. Chuck it out. I'm using the Daiwa SS Tournament 2600 reel on the Nash 6-foot scope sawn off 3-pound test curve. See that there? Got the Nash D-cam monofilament of 15-pound. I'm just going to chuck it out anywhere. I've just baked up a few spots in front, so I'll probably just chuck it out the wall. See a few bubbling up over there. I don't know if you can, but I definitely can, so I'm just going to put it over there. So guys, unlike my other rod, this is the Nash Wolf H-gun 9-foot 2 3/4 pound test curve. One of my scopes is being repaired because I snapped the tip off, and the other one of my Dolph is being repaired because I snapped the tip off on that one. So I'm just using one scope and one dwarf. I'm getting bites on my solid bag that I just threw out. But on this particular rod, I've got a small section of non-spook tubing. Then I've got the Nash D-cam lead clip system with little 1.5 ounce lead on, and I'm just going to put on a German rig. So what I'm doing here is just got a loop in the end, and I'm just putting it onto the quick link like so. Then I'm going to put one of my wafters on. Max, can you just throw me my Essential Cell wafter from my backpack, please? Again, I've got the Nash Fang X little hook swivel on there, size 20, and a bit of tubing on there. Thank you. Now we're going to put one of these on there, or half a hook bait and half of a pop-up, and I'm most likely going to do that one. So, where'd my scissors go? Next here. Oh yeah. What I'm doing is I'm just cutting the bait in half, nice and slowly, because you don't want to crumble it. Slowly just pull it apart like that. And then Max, can you chuck me pink Northern Special, please? Oh. Thanks. Anything, Hayde?
No, I don't think so.
Alright. Sorry for the interruption, just Hayde's rod went off. But yeah, so half of the fish meal and garlic, and I'm going to use half of the Northern Special pink one. And just the same way as I was doing last time, just slowly cut into it. I'm going to use the smaller top side. And then I'm just going to put them together like that. And fish a little off the rig. So, how I do this, just get my braid. Hey, can you just get that, please? It's the black one, yeah? You got a lighter, Max?
I saw,
For this rig, you're going to need a lighter, some scissors, a baiting needle, some supple braid, and your chosen hook bait. So what I'm going to do is just cut off a section of my supple braid. Then I'm going to get my rig. Just see if you can see this. Just put it through one eye of the swivel, like so. So it's come through like that, doubled over. I'm just going to leave that like that. Then I'm going to get my baiting needle. And for this, I'm going to want to have the pop up on top. What bit smaller do you think? That's actually equal. But for this one, I'm going to have my pop up on top. I'm going to do it one by one. So, just going to apply steady pressure, putting it through like so. Then on the bottom bait as well. Then the doubled over braid, what you want to do is, you want to get this little bit of the hook, put it round, close the latch, close the latch, hold on, close it like that. Oh, the bait started to split already. Oh, see, that can happen, the bait just starts to split, so we'll just use this bit. Again, just putting it through. Like that. And just put it down onto the swivel. I like to wrap it around my finger and just slowly pull it like that. Then I want to blob the end. Just pull that down a bit. Put this here. Hold on a minute. Oh, that's hot. Then that is my critically balanced waft the rig. And that will just hopefully sit like that on the bottom, attracting any passing by fish. So let's get it out. Before I cast this out, because it's not actually a pop-up or a wafter, I'm just going to test it in the margin to see what it looks like. It's sitting exactly how I want it to sit on the bottom. The presentation's perfect. So I'm just going to get this one out. So now I'm just going to put it towards the lily pads and get it out there. Go.
Right guys, I've reeled in this rod, haven't had anything on it all day. What I did have on it was a scope squid 12mm with a little white yellow bit of corn on top. I'm going to change it over now to a solid PVA bag with a small pellet in there. I can't remember what pop up I put on. I'm going to just chuck it into the margins where I've seen some fish show. I'll show you how to do it now. So what you want to do is cut off the old rig. Just cut there, get rid of that to the side. And what you want to do is make a large loop, overhand loop, so the PVA bag can fit through it. So what I'll do is just fold it over like that, and then get the end and just pass it through. Like that. And then cut off the tag end. Just cut that off. Now I've got lead core here, but I've taken out all the middle of it, so it's nice and supple. What I want to do is get the line, the loop I've just made, and get the loop here in the lead core. I want to pass it through like that, and then make sure you don't go too far back. Then I'm going to get the bag and just place that through the loop like that, and just pull it through. Pull it through like this, so it's all looped on, and that's ready to go out. So this is my swim, guys. I've got my left hand rod out just under off into the island with a scope squid on, single with a little mesh bag over. This one I'm going to put to the reeds over here.
Putting it to the reed, yeah?
Yeah.
Go on, I'll get back.
I'll flick this one as well.
See a little one just roll there?
Yeah.
Don't swing it too much because you get the inline lead coming out.
Well, cast didn't really go to plan, but still a good spot.
Still, we've seen a few fish there, haven't we? Around this area.
We'll just sink the line. Some more.
So what rods and reels have you got?
So I've got a Shimano Velocity 12-foot 3-pound test curve with a Shimano ST 6000 bait runner.
And that's on both of them, yeah?
Both the same.
You've got your R3s here.
R3s on.
Lovely. So let's hope for a bite then, yeah?
Yeah.
So, as you saw, Hayden just cast out his solid bag. He wasn't too satisfied with where it landed, but he wasn't going to reel it back in because... Oh, Hayden?
Yeah?
You had a good bite then? But as you can see, he's just down there now with some of the boilies that the bailiff told us he feeds the fish with here. Come a little bit overwards to me. Yeah, that's it. Just zoom in. Yeah, the bailiff said that these are like really good boilies. The fish recognise them as a known food source because that's what they're fed on. But yeah, we're optimistic. I just recasted both of my rods. Had a little bite, see them fizzing up. But yeah, wish us luck.
Right guys, so we're at Churchgate Fisheries. We decided to carry on the video from last as we did not catch. We're on members lake today. We've got half the lake to ourselves, peg 1 to 8 for the weekend. I'm staying here till Monday. Frank's going to come down here tomorrow and go home Sunday. Just set up properly. Just got my rods out. Been out about an hour now, and I'll update you when something happens. So just going to do a quick update. I moved my right hand rod from the mid-water, I put it into the margins as I saw a massive fish jump up. I'm not sure if it was a carp or a catfish, all I know is huge. So I've moved that over and I've put a little mix up of 2 types of boilies, halibut pellet, sweet corn and a load of glug. I put that over it and just hoping that can go off. My left hand rod is still in mid-water. I'm going to reel that in soon and change over the bait. But right now I'm going to just show you what I'm using. So guys, this is what I'm using to bait up with. I've got some nutcracker in there, 12mm, some sweet corn, halibut pellet and some bait monkey as well. I put a bit of sea salt in there, as you can see on the side. So I know carp love a bit of salt, as we do on our dinner. And what else? I put this in there. I put some nutcracker glug in there, just to match the boilies. And the other boilie I've got in, I've put the matching glug as well. I put both of them in there. And then on my right hand rod, which is into the margins over here, I've got a bait monkey wafter. And then on my left hand rod, I've got urban nutcracker pop up. But this has got a bit of a twist on it. I'll show you. What I've done is I've put a bit of that glug in there, as you can see, and then to put that little brown coating on there, I've used some of the liver cracker powder. I've put a sprinkle of that over the pop-ups, just give them a bit of an edge. And I've also done it on some of the 12mm bottom baits as well. You can just kind of see that through the bag. Got a nice little coating over them as well. So just wait. So now I'm just going to wait for a bite. I'm going to bait up in a bit. And as I said, I'll be changing that bait over on that left hand rod. Right guys, as you may be tell, I'm a bit wet. Just had 2 fish. Had one. As soon as I put it back, my other rod zipped off. First one was a 14.5 pound common, and my second one was a 18 pound mirror. I'm going to show you what I caught both fish on. This is what I caught the first fish, the common on. It's just a normal inline lead with a bit of braid to a hook, a hair rig with a wafter on. The wafters I showed you earlier on. I'm going to just change it over and get it straight back out. So guys, this is where I caught my second fish on, which was the mirror. Same lead system, just a little running rig inline. But this one had one of them nutcracker pop-ups I was showing you about. Just a 12mm nutcracker pop-up. This one my first fish was over a bed of that mix I made up. This one was just this single pop-up on its own. Quick update, it's now 5:30. Since I last spoke to you, I've lost 2 fish. Recent one I've just lost, I could tell it was quite big. Well, it's a shame that I've lost it, but you can't do anything about it. Just hope for the best. To re-position both rods in the same places I've had them all day. Right hand one in the margin and my left hand rod mid-water with the same bait over the top. Just hoping I can get another one before it gets dark. At 12:50 in the afternoon, last night didn't bother filming as the rain proper started chucking it down and it went a bit quiet. This morning I had a fish, about £10 it was. I couldn't film any of that as my phone had died, which is a shame. I'll put in some pictures of that later on. So apart from that, nothing really else has happened. Went up and got a bit of breakfast, got the rods out. They've been out about an hour now. Just waiting for one of them to rip off. See when one does. Since I last updated you, I've had 2 takes. My left hand rod zinged off. It was a good take, screamer. It's gone straight into the reeds though, and I couldn't free it like on the bank. So what I had to do was jump in the lake to free it. And annoying thing was it was a pasty, so I've got soaking wet, freezing over one little pasty. I've jumped out of the lake after my right hand rod's gone off. It's done the exact same thing, but on the other side of my swim, gone straight into the to the reeds. You could say a good thing about this one was that the hook popped out before I could do anything, so at least I didn't have to get in for a second time then. So just drying up my clothes now, sorting out my rigs. I'll get them back out. Just hope I don't have to get in again. You may be able to see my clothes here in the background just all drying. Proper annoying. So just had another fish. At first I thought it was a pasty, but it turned out to be an 18-pound mirror. Stunning it was. I'll put some pictures after and I'll show you the rigs I've just caught. I've been catching on. So I'm going to show you what I've been using today. It's a bit different from yesterday, as what we've done is we've changed the style of rig, we've changed the bait we've been using. So what I'm using now is this little white boilie with a little bit of fake corn on top on a KD style rig. I've just tied this one up. I'm going to change my rods in a bit and I'll put this one fresh on. And then on my other rod I've got the same style rig, but I've changed the colour of the sweet corn to a red bit just to see if that would make any difference. I'll show you how this sits now on the lake bed. 20 minutes after I showed you all them changes I made with rig and bait wise, I had a run. It ended up being a 12.5-pound mirror. So right now though, I'm going to rest the swimming for a bit, as I've had about 5 fish now, and I'm going to put them back at night, hoping to see if I can snare one of the bigger fish in the lake. Past 5, as you may be able to hear, the heavens are opened up once again. I'm just in the bivvy, waiting for it to pass by, and then I'm just hoping my rods will go off. Well, not right now because I don't fancy getting wet, but I wouldn't mind it, as it has slowed up once again in my swim. A couple of my brothers and dad's swim, still been catching fish out of there, but this swim seems like it's slowed up again.